Yeah. What's up, everybody? This is your boy Billy F. Gates, aka Steamin' Billy Beeman with This Is Your Fantasy Podcast. I'm here with my guys, the Cobra, two-time champ. Also, we got Mr. Paul, aka the Truth. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing good for what's today? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. Pretty good.
Yeah, man. Wild Out Wednesday, bro. That's what we finna do tonight. You already see the little name of the pod, TIYF, down with the law. It's for a reason. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of overratedness going on in this league. You know what I'm saying? We got some dark horses that we're gonna talk about tonight. So, a lot of breaking news. Well, not a lot of breaking news, but a lot of good news that happened this week. And then we got the NFL top 100 list. It's up to 71 right now. I guess they're doing a slow rollout like they do every year, and I guess it's going to end like August 7th or something. So we'll find out the number one player August 7th. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I got some insider information. I already know who's number one. You guys want to know who's number one? I'm pretty sure you guys are going to know who the number one player in the league is.
Is it Mahomes?
Mahomes. Money Mahomes.
Kelsey's number 3 or 2 or what?
Kelsey is, I don't know, he's probably top 10. I don't know. I just got the news about the number one, man. I'm excited, though. I'm excited. I got some 49ers in the top 70 already, you know what I'm saying? Top 70, top 80. Way ahead a couple of a Jags player that's on this list tonight. But man, let's get right to this. Y'all ready? Some NFL news. The biggest news of the week. Josh Jacobs. He left Sin City, man. Could not get the contract extension or the money that he wanted done, so he's not reporting in. He left Vegas. I don't see him returning this season at all because I doubt that Mr. Or the front office of Las Vegas is going to pay the man. So start with our resident Raider, Mr. Paul.
I've been seeing different kind of reads on it. Of course, I'm up to date with the Josh Jacobs 24/7. My phone's been ringing, get the update. I talked to Mark Davis earlier this morning in a press conference or a meeting that we had, and he thinks he'll come in late in the camp, and he should be available week 1. But that's just supposed to be between me and Mark Davis. So I'm just letting you guys in on the inside scoop. But yeah, there's some reports saying he's just gonna hold out the whole training camp, but it's like 50-50. Like he's gonna show up. So it's in the air. I've seen stuff where he's gonna hold out a long time or to a certain week, because you have to hold out for a certain week to be able to play on that franchise tag and still get like the full guaranteed money out of that. So it's hit or miss right now. We just got to watch that one week to week, man. It's 50-50 on it.
What's up, Mr. Cobra?
Yeah, so like I guess it's to be expected. So a lot of what Paul has been saying and what I've been reading on Twitter too is, training camp it's like a formality. He's going to miss it. And then he should be ready for week 1. I guess my big question is, what does it mean for fantasy? He was, easily like a top 3 running back last season. Are we expecting that next season, or should we be drafting him later because of the risk? I'm not sure. But I don't know. I still think I don't know. It's tough. Like if he's there in the late second round, I still think he's worth it. Just because of it's Josh Jacobs and he's gonna probably get a lion's share of the workload. But man, I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you I wasn't concerned about all this stuff.
Oh yeah, no, it's very concerning. It's always concerning when a player decides to skip training camp, miss out on a few weeks, even missing out on a year, because we've seen it quite a lot where a player will sit out for a whole year because he didn't get paid, and what happens is they try to come back and it's just not the same. It doesn't work out. I mean, we've had for instance, Le'Veon Bell. You know what I'm saying? He sat out, didn't get paid. He came back and who was he? He was nobody. He was a solid name and that was it. Oh, Jose, fantasy guru. No show, Jose. All right.
Yes, sir. Y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. What's
Yeah.
popping?
Nothing, nothing, nothing.
I feel it. I feel it. Yeah, man. We just going through some NFL news right now. We're talking about Josh Jacobs and him not being there in Las Vegas right now with his mini holdout. Now, how do you feel about that while you here?
He's the NFL rushing leader for last year. You know, he probably feels he should get paid after his 3 point, 8 yards a carry for his career. You know, he did well last year. You know, sometimes that contract year, people want to get paid, and it's kind of scary for management. Especially running $1 billion team. But we'll see what happens. You know, he's gonna get paid regardless. He's in his holdout. He wants his money.
Well, he did get franchise tagged. You think that they're gonna do what New York did for Saquon? I mean, that's pretty much up next, so it's a nice little segue. But you know,
Well,
you think that's what's
Saquon.
gonna happen?
Saquon's a little different. I mean, he came off a little injury. And it took him damn year and a half to get back.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, they're both first round picks. Obviously, I mean, they want what they think they're worth. But we all know running backs declining in the NFL. So we'll see what happens for sure. But I mean, it's kind of hard not to give the NFL rushing leader a contract.
Yeah, they had a Zoom meeting, man, with Saquon too, and then the next day he signs a contract. What's up with that, man?
Well, Eckler, you got Eckler. Eckler's the one that called that
together.
meeting. Yeah, and so he signed. I mean, but he still put it together. It's just, I guess, like they're talking about for future what's going on, because you even had, I think Nick Chubb was even a part of it. So there was a few different running backs that were a part of that meeting, and they're just trying to figure out how the position can get paid. They want that top dollar again.
And then the next day, Taylor goes on the pup right after the meeting.
Yikes.
Yeah, but we've seen it where a running back gets paid, they get that check, and what happens, bro?
Todd Gurley,
Ezekiel Elliott.
So it's been known. I mean, to get that bag, and then they're just not the same running back, man. They've done everything they needed to do to earn it, but they're not thinking, am I earning it after the fact? You earned it up to the certain point of, yeah, this is his stats up to this date. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's one of the great running backs right now. But that following year into a 4-year contract, making $15 million a year? Come on, man. You're not going to do that for another 5 years.
That's true.
Like, guy already had 800 carries already.
Yeah,
asking for 70 million. Like, bro, it's not going to happen.
Go back to what I saw the same thing Ryan saw with the Super Bowl winners, or the Billy saw it. Well, nobody's winning with top flight running backs, man. Nobody.
It's all about the QBs.
It's all about the quarterback. Pay your quarterback. Hey, give me five running backs at 100K. We're gonna find one that fits. All right, and then bring them out the practice squad. I mean, you rather pay all that O line, to make those holes for you and get that running back free. But yeah, it's just it's nice to have one of those bruisers and nice to have one of those 1,500-yard running backs, but they ain't winning the Super Bowl for you, man.
Yeah, no, I think it was damn it, what's his name? We just said his name right now. From Los Angeles.
Gurley? Or Eckler?
Eckler said it the best. He says that we have a 2,000-yard season, but that it hurts us in the end, because now we ran so much for a season. Now it looks like we're going to be on the decline after that. So we have these great seasons. Next thing you know, we think we're going to get paid, but no, like, it's here you go. Here's the tag. So I don't know. It definitely sucks. Hopefully something could happen. And I know Jim Irsay there was a Jim Irsay tweet. I don't know if it was real account or what, but he was talking. He was talking pretty spicy. I'll find the tweet while we go through the show, and then I'll bring it up for sure. But yeah,
No, I read it. I seen the same one. He's talking about the collective
yeah,
bargaining agreement. How
yeah,
both sides, have worked on this, for years now, and pretty much saying that Jonathan Taylor should just be happy for whatever he gets. And they're playing by the rules. As if we'll franchise him, or the case we got to do what's best for our side. That's what that's pretty much what the agreement's on, and all parties know it, and so on and so forth. I mean, obviously they could franchise him in the next year, and then the year after that they want to. There's no need for me to give you $70 million when I can just franchise tag you. And they said that the running back position is the one that's the franchise tag is actually declining because they're getting paid less. So I can franchise you for 2 years, for less than 30. I mean, might as well than giving you $7 million contract.
yep.
When you're only going to be good for probably the next few years, anyways.
I agree. I agree with that. Makes perfect sense. Well, next up, while we're still talking about running backs, Saquon Barkley did sign the tag, worth up to 11 mil. So I guess it's like incentives and things like that. It's a 1 year deal, obviously franchise tagged. So we'll see how it goes. And Saquon Barkley's getting up there in age. He's been in the league for a minute. He did come off of ACL last year. He did have a great season. We'll see how it is this season. Hopefully, he's still the Saquon we know. I still feel he's first round draft talent, but you know how it goes.
Yeah, I'm less worried about Saquon than I am Josh Jacobs. I think they're just different situations. So like Saquon ended up getting the deal done. He got an extra $900K out of it, plus a $2 million bonus up front. I also read something on Twitter too that maybe there might be like some type of like handshake deal where they might not tag him next season or work out some deal for him to get some like money down the road. The difference though is just Saquon is really like the heart and soul of that team, and he has been since they drafted him. He's a fan favorite. He's basically like he at least last season was really the center of their entire offense, even more so than Daniel Jones. So like I think that situation gets ironed out, and then at least for fantasy, I'm not worried about Saquon, especially now that he's signed the contract and he's gonna be at training camp.
Yep.
I think it's wheels up for Saquon in the first round, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. First round for sure. What's up, Jose? How you liking that deal? How you liking that deal?
I mean, he had no choice but to take it. I mean, he wants his money, but I mean, they're only offering you a franchise deal, and they're not going to give you any more. And it sucks. But I mean, like you said, the stat, with the Super Bowl winning teams, if you just look at this past year, Chiefs, they even invested a first round pick in CEH, and he didn't pan out. He had, what was his name, Pistachio, and who's the other guy? He's gonna be the ex-Niner.
They got Jared McKinnon.
McKinnon.
Yeah.
I mean, they had, 3 running back, 3-headed horse, and then look at the Eagles. I mean, they had who the starter was on that team. And I mean, besides the Niners, I mean, they got McCaffrey, but I mean, they've been running undrafted players, since Shanahan's gotten there. And who else is up there? I mean, yeah, you have a couple workhorses in the NFL. Yeah, and those are the only guys that want the money, and rightfully so. But it's been trending down and down and down every year. Where all these teams they don't need a workhorse, running back. They don't need it. It's shown. And it's all about the quarterback. As long as you have a quarterback that distributes to the whole entire squad, you're good to go.
No, I agree with that. But all right, what about the teams that don't have that A-list quarterback that need a running game? Like you got a lot. There's every team in this league does not have a solid passing quarterback, and we know this.
Correct. I mean, it's a little different, man. In the era we grew up in, and there were some workhorse running backs. Almost every team had a running back, just a main running back.
LaDainian
3 downs.
We had Frank Gore. We had, what I'm saying? We had, there was the Ronnie Lots of the game. I mean,
the bus.
There you go.
I mean,
Jerome Bettis. Yeah.
I mean, we can go all day about how many running backs are just one running back for a team, damn near. I mean, now, I mean, it's just like it's unfortunate. It's a passing league now, and you guys got Herbert throwing down 20,000 yards in 3 years. Like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
Hey, is it safe to say Emmitt Smith's record will never be broken?
Oh, it's safe to say that
The,
for sure.
the way the running backs, the life of a running back.
Safe to say.
Unless the league changes again. If somehow this league changes again and it gets back to more of a running league, which I don't see it in the fourth. Like it has to be like 20. It'll probably be like after we're gone on this earth. We'll be long gone, and that record is still gonna be.
That's when you have that. That's what will be when every corner and every wide receiver is 150 pounds, and then here comes this mammoth fucking running back, 6'5", like Derrick Henry again, running through everybody.
For sure.
2,600 yards in the season.
For sure. Well, what's up, Paul? What do you think? How you feeling about Saquon?
Yeah, I mean, coming off the injury, he proved that he could stay healthy all season, which is a plus. Maybe he just finally came to realize, like, hey, I'm gonna work this tag, show you what I got again. It's like another prove it deal for him. He does. Let's just say he duplicates what he did last season. All right, now you've seen I've done it back to back. I'm worth the money. And then if they're still trying to franchise tag him or however that shit works, I mean, that's when you hold out. You know what he's worth if he can still do it back to back. Because I understand he's coming off the injury to ACL. I mean, it's just questionable when you got the injuries there. It's just questionable. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to play a running back after an ACL, and you just never know. But it's good for him. Fantasy wise, it's great because you feel a lot safer now. Like if you're drafting like 5, 6, or 7, he's there. It's a solid pick at 5, 6, 7. The Josh Jacobs, does he slip a little bit? I see him slipping a little bit more now, except for all the Raider fans, in the leagues. I know my dad's probably got licking his chops right now, way back there in the first round. Maybe take him back to back. He might even go Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs back to back. I mean that's my next
Adams Jacobs back to
back Adams Jake. I could see it already, and we're gonna draft here in about 2.5 weeks. So I mean we're coming up here. That's the only thing I see with this deal. I mean, it's great for fantasy owners to feel a little bit relieved in that 5, 6 spot. He's going to prove it again this season, and I feel like Saquon's going to get paid next year. Probably not by the Giants, though.
Yeah, no, I feel he's at the end of his career anyway. Like if he holds out either of these next 2 years, that's it.
Somebody will give him the bag, though.
Somebody. I
think so.
Yeah.
I read that the Dolphins were trying to trade for Saquon.
Dolphins trying to get everybody, man. Any running back out there.
I guess
were they talking to Delvin Cook too?
Yeah, they were.
Well, the article came out that they try to trade him or been trying to trade him since April or something like that since the draft.
Yeah, no,
but nobody wants to take on that contract.
Yeah, when they tagged him, they was trying to trade Saquon. That's what I heard. I read today. I literally read that today. But yeah, so next up, man, Cole Kmet. He got paid 4 years, 50 mil extension, 32.8 guaranteed. Cole Kmet
that's crazy.
Got the bag for a tight end.
Before we go any further, where was he ranked in fantasy as a tight
end? Nowhere. Fucking nowhere.
I need to see this real quick, man. Like we're talking. Like, did somebody draft him last season?
He was off waivers. He came off waivers. We drafted that guy.
Tight end 14. Tell you that right now.
Coming in right now?
Yeah, this season he's tight end 14. And my boy got $50 million. Hey, I want his agent right now in life. I want to show up to FedEx and be like, hey man, negotiate my next contract. Because if he's getting him $50 million, hey, we bumping my salary up. I don't know what he did, but put him on my team. I need that guy in my corner. Jesus.
That's crazy, huh?
Hey, I don't know where my phone at. I'm gonna just Google this motherfucker's stats right quick.
You want to know what his projections for points? Hold it. His projections for points.
Oh, you googling his stats?
No, his projected points for this next season. 75 points projected.
Hey, Paul, hold on. Hey, before you say it, I'm gonna say over under 9 touchdowns for his career.
Under. I already see it. So
what is it? I haven't looked. What is it?
Okay, what do you think it is? Over or under his career?
I'm gonna say he's been in the league 3 years now or 4 years.
This is going into his 4th year. So he's only played for 3 years.
I'm gonna say 9 touchdowns.
That's so it's over. So he's at 9.
Oh,
All right.
man.
All right, hey, but so his stats last season: 544 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 10 yards of reception.
So he had 2 touchdowns before that.
He's getting 50. He's getting $50 million, man. This guy's
Yeah,
are you kidding me?
yeah, that's crazy.
32
Oh, boy,
guaranteed. 32
Jesus.
guaranteed.
He probably only has 3 touchdowns next year. 10 million touchdowns.
Now, I know touchdowns. I mean, some tight ends have a lot. I mean, George Kittle can have a lot of yards and no touchdowns, but so I'm not gonna hate on him. But I mean, how many yards does he have for his career? I'm gonna say 800. He said he had 500 last year, so I'm gonna say 800 for his career.
1,300 yards.
All right, well, still that's kind of crazy.
3 seasons though.
Talking about barely 450 for a fucking average for a season. Stop.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh? It's crazy. This guy got the bag. His agent for sure, man.
Hey, that's why he's on the Bears, right?
He's on the Bears. Yeah.
That's part of the problem.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, okay, now it has lined up. Career stats. His career receptions, 138 catches.
Okay. 40 little like 45 a season.
Yeah, 1,399 yards and 9 touchdowns for his career.
It's a lot of money though, bro. 50 million.
Jesus. Like I guess, man. I mean, the Bears ain't paying anybody at wide receiver. I mean, they just got DJ Moore, right? Or I think they picked up Moore.
DJ Moore, yeah.
They got him in a trade.
Yeah, they got him in a trade. I don't know how big that contract is, but they got Claypool, who's probably not making a lot of money. They got Mooney, who's still on, I think, the rookie contract. I mean, they got a lot of money still in Chicago. I mean, they're not paying Fields yet because it's his second year. I guess pay on a tight end who gave you 9 touchdowns. Oh, man.
I don't know. That's crazy.
The running backs aren't making much. They got to put the money somewhere, man.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. When I read that like headline, I had to go like look it up. I was like, "This is bullshit," right? So I thought it was like one of those fake little sports pages. So I went and looked it up. I was like, "This is real." I was like, "Damn, Cole Kmet really got paid."
Yeah, a quick shout out. I'll say it every time I get a chance. Shout out to my boy Vinatieri, kicker for the Patriots, who kicked for 20 years and made $100 million. $100 million,
and he only had one job, man.
Hey, $100 million in his career to kick a fucking field goal.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's definitely crazy.
My dude suited up, booted up.
My boy
probably wore the same jersey, never washed it. Why wash it? You go out there like 4 times, if that, a week.
Hey, my boy didn't run no suicides. My boy didn't do no up downs. He wasn't. Hey, he wasn't conditioning his upper body. My boy. Hey, maybe he worked out. Maybe he had leg day every other day. But
the hardest part for that guy was stretching. That was the hardest part.
Facts.
Like, come on.
Oh,
What have been $100 million kicking a field goal for 20 years? I can't.
That's crazy. Man, so I mean, we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars, man. This next person just paid Mr. Justin Herbert with the 5-year, $262.5 million extension, and he's going to receive $218.7 million in guaranteed money or in guarantees.
Yep.
But the highest paid quarterback in the league. How you guys feeling, Mr. Justin Herbert, man? I rock with the guy. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league right now. I like how he carries himself. I like how he came in the league, man, as a rookie and just started tearing it up. He has one of the best arms. And I feel he got what he deserved, man. What's up, Jose? Let's start with you. How you feeling about Mr. Justin Herbert?
We don't hear a lot about him. We see him obviously with fantasy. We see him on game days. We don't see or hear a lot about him, honestly, because there's a guy that overshadows him in that division, which would be 2-time win, current MVP, Mr. Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, you can put the numbers up, next to each other. They might be damn near similar. I'm not gonna even do about it. I can tell top of my head. If you put the numbers next to each other, they're probably similar. And we all thought, the Chiefs were crazy for giving Mahomes that contract that literally broke records. What 300, 500 million, whatever he did. And now, I mean, it's smart to invest in them now because they're only going to get better.
Yep. So let's see. Yeah, so the completions, Mahomes 435, Herbert with 477 out of for attempts though 699 for Mr. Mahomes 648. Mahomes got 5200 yards, Herbert got 47. Looks like Mahomes has a lot more touchdowns though, 41 to 25. And then the interceptions though was pretty close. Mahomes got 12 for his career. Mr. Herbert got 10, and yeah,
And for the season,
nah, this is for the career.
No way. He had 10. He had 10 interceptions.
Oh no, sorry, yeah, that's last season. Sorry, that's last season.
Mahomes got 12 interceptions for his career. That's fucking crazy.
That's
There's no way.
Season,
There's no way.
And they both played 17 games each. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one as similar, but it's still up there.
Nah, that's pretty similar, man.
But if you were to give Herbert wide receiver one who ain't injured 2/3 of the season, I ain't gonna say no names, but they paid somebody named Williams and big old contract. He's hardly ever there.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because slap Herbert. Yeah, they. I mean, certain teams own certain people there. I mean, the Rams never beat the Niners, but they got a Super Bowl.
Division games are always harder. It don't matter.
Oh, for sure. We already know that.
We used to get smacked around by Arizona, and that's when Arizona was be trash as hell, and 49ers would be at the top of the division. Still get smacked around by Arizona.
For as good as the Chiefs are, Raiders always give them problems, and Raiders boo boo. What was it? They beat them like 28 straight times or something, Paul. The Raiders beat them on Thursday night. The ugliest game I've ever seen.
Ugliest game. My boy ran for 2 touchdowns, and that was it. That was in the rain. I was like, what? That's what I miss about the Coliseum. You get them rainy games, and that football's wet. It's a different game.
Yeah, for sure. Well, what's up? What's up, Paul? How you feeling about Mr. Herbert? I know that you guys in the same division. You a Raider, but how you feeling about the
I'm not even going to talk about it like that. I'm going to talk about it like this. When you're a general manager of a franchise, what's the hardest position to draft?
Quarterback.
Exactly.
Quarterback.
So what he's done since he came into the league, I mean that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer sign. You don't know when you don't know when you're going to find a quarterback of this caliber again. The only thing he needs to really work on is once he gets to the playoffs, and can he be that quarterback to take you to the next level? So you got to sign him for this contract. What is it, 5 years? 5 years to show it. So if they go consistently to the playoffs 5 straight years, does a little damage in the playoffs, gets close to a Super Bowl, or if not wins a Super Bowl, it was the right decision, and that's your franchise quarterback going further. But after 5 years, if you got one playoff win in 5 years. I mean, this is the playoffs. He's a good quarterback. He can sling the rock. He's going to put up the yards. He's going to give you the touchdowns. But it's just the 5-year window for him to say, all right, is this guy going to be our franchise quarterback until the end of his career? Yeah, he's going to get paid. Quarterbacks get paid, man. I mean, he's got all the tools. Now we just need to see it in the playoffs.
What, the guy's only 26, 27?
Yeah, to get him to 31. That's usually.
I mean, the dude's. He probably ain't even learned every goddamn defensive scheme yet. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like let him. He's gonna keep growing. And he's only gonna get better. But Paul put in that perspective. Of drafting. Quarterback position. They went from Phillip Rivers, who was there for what 14 plus years, probably around there.
Like 17 years, man.
To literally no fall off in quarterback play to Herbert. Who went crazy as a rookie. So I mean, even that fan base can't be too upset. Yeah. I mean, the Raiders were looking for a quarterback for 30 years.
And Phillip Rivers couldn't even win the big one.
Nah, he went multiple times too, and he had LT.
He was always in the playoffs, but
I mean, he had a bunch of wide receivers. I mean, he had some solid players around him. He had LT for years too, and still couldn't get out the funk.
Going back to what we're saying. Top flight running back. No Super Bowl.
Hey, don't put no disrespect on my boy LT like that, all right?
Hey, man,
LT was a beast.
Hey, man,
LT was a beast.
I don't like cussing on the pod, man, but fuck LT, man. I hate seeing that guy every week. I got tired of seeing that guy, man. I was hoping that guy broke his leg every week. I don't give a damn. So, I wanted Phillip Rivers. I wanted Phillip Rivers leaving in the ambulance. LT, I wanted to fall right behind him. I didn't care. I got sick and tired of seeing LT every time, man. Fuck LT, man.
Hey, my boy Jack said Rivers and Herbert same player. Hey, you know what? Hey, pretty close, except for that weird ass arm throw motion that Rivers had. That used to irk me, man. That little arm move he had, that was horrible. But he still sling the rock though.
Yeah, he threw it like a retard.
hey! You can't use that R word on boy.
We dropped the F bomb and the R one. We canceled, bro. That's it.
You can say the F word, just you can't say the R word, my boy.
It was a good run, y'all. We had a great run.
You guys got my blood flowing when you heard LT. You know how many times I've seen? You know how many 4 touchdown games I had to witness at the call?
That man had a lot.
You know how many times I was over there going to go grab a pretzel or something, come back, and we're down 38-7. You know how many I drove all the way from Sacramento all the way down to Oakland, and I'm like, what the hell happened? The guy's got 250 yards rushing at half.
Hey, I don't want to hear shit about driving from Sac to Oakland, all right? You hear me?
I owe you one, man.
Yeah. For all who don't know, one time Paul went to a Raiders game on a Monday night, Sunday night, or Thursday night. It was a night game.
It was a Sunday, man.
And this guy calls me and Ant drunk as hell, talking about he's lost.
Hey, I remember this story.
he kept calling us for like 2 hours. So I felt bad. I said, you know what? Let's go get our boy. He said, when you guys get close, I'll give you the address. I'm like, what the hell? So anyways, we drive from Sac all the way to Oakland. Nighttime. Lights are all bright. We see the Coliseum. And this guy gives the address finally. And this guy's been at his cousin's house for like 3 hours.
Hey, man. You do crazy things when you get in that Coliseum.
Hey, he comes out of his cousin's house with a bottle in hand, talking about, hey, let's drink up. I just drove 3 hours to come get you. I thought you was lost.
I was lost at that time, and I don't even remember telling you guys to come get me to this day. I just remember you guys pulling up like, oh damn, you guys came to kick it? I didn't even know it. Yo, hey, it just happens that way, man. Hey, but you know what? I had fun at the game. We lost by 40 points, but I had fun right now.
Oh God.
That's hella funny. But hey, so the one thing I will say about Justin Herbert, for both of his top wide receivers being down last season, for him to make the playoffs, man, just shows how good of a quarterback he is to make those 2 rookies look like they were top talent for most of the season, man. And that's one of the reasons I feel like he got paid, man. He like I said during last season, there's always quarterbacks that make the receiver better, and there's always receivers that make a quarterback better. And Justin Herbert, you know, is that guy that makes those players better that are around him. So shout out to him. But Cobra, what are your thoughts, man?
All right, it's easy decision. Yeah, he's a franchise quarterback. He's going to be good for a long time. So I think he's going to be good this next season too.
Oh, facts. You know he's going to be better then.
I know Herbert's dad too. I know Herbert's dad too, man. His name's Crosby, Max Crosby.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to know something funny though? He did get sacked 38 times last season.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, maybe he
don't got an O-line.
Maybe he doesn't see that whole 5-year contract. I don't know, man.
38.
Hey, my boy maybe gets that Andrew Luck syndrome and just gets out the league. I don't know.
Man,
I don't want to talk about Andrew Luck. He lost me the championship winning.
No, that boy Andrew Luck was set beforehand. That's why he retired. Dad was worth like $300 million already. Came from money. Some guys, you know, work for it their whole life. That's what that's I can't be mad at them. But that's the only thing I can think of, man. Like, come on now. You've been playing college, football. You played, football your whole life. Everything. Been a top player. You just gonna retire? Yeah, you acting like the guy was like walking around with a leg missing or something. The guy got sacked. Every quarterback gets sacked.
Hey man,
Yeah.
he was hearing voices, my boy. All right, he was hearing voices.
I hear voices right now.
Hey, after that third, fourth drink, you're gonna be hearing voices all night, man. So don't worry.
Yeah, the drink's already gone.
Yeah, see, there we go. There's a reason for your voices.
Man, next up, man, another quarterback got paid. Mr. Aaron Rodgers. He got a 2-year, $75 million guaranteed contract with the Jets.
He didn't get paid. He actually took a pay cut.
That's a pay cut. Guaranteed money, 75 mil.
He was already making. He was going to get the money regardless. He was supposed to get $50 million each year. That's $100 million. So he took a pay cut to set the team up.
Was it all guaranteed though? Was it fully guaranteed?
He's still getting his money. He's suiting up this year and next year. He's still getting his money.
Hey, 75 million, nuts. Just put it right there in 2 years.
Correct.
Jesus.
Correct.
All right, man. Let's just put it in perspective. Jesus, man. That's for man coming off a year he did.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only thing that scares me. I know he's is he in a better offense? Like, what are we doing?
That's
so this is the same thing I seen on Twitter and it pisses a lot of Packers off. And it totally makes sense. This guy waits till the end of his career now to take a pay cut. It's not a pay cut. He's still getting paid a lot. 7 million's a lot. But he did take a pay cut in his contract to set up the team for future, players to get more money or them to sign more players or whatever. Dude, I mean, like I've always said, certain players when they get to that status, do you want the money or do you want to win championships? Brady said it. Perfect example. Dude, once Brady won 3-4 Super Bowls, he could have wanted all the money in the world, but he always took less money. Because he wanted the team to get more players or better players or extend contracts for other players. And what happened? The guy has 7 rings. And his name is etched forever. No one's gonna win 7 rings, bro. No one. You know how hard it is to win 1? To win 7? Jordan won 6 in basketball. My boy Brady won 7 in NFL.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pat Mahomes got 2 already.
Yeah, but he might be the next. But still, you got 5 more to go. That's a lot. I mean, who else is going to play till the 4? I mean, is Mahomes going to play till he's 42, 43, 44? I don't know.
I don't know. The last playoff game, it looked like he was hobbling pretty bad already at the end.
Exactly.
He takes one of those shots when he's in his 30s. I don't know.
So, I mean, okay, Rodgers has 1. That was what, 12 years ago? Yeah. Guy has 4 MVPs. I mean, they never drafted a wide receiver in the first round for him. He's been asking for all this. Okay, I mean, like, if you would have done more for your team at the time for the Packers, I mean, maybe they would have done more for you. I mean, we don't know exactly what happens inside these walls of the offices of these team and management, But I mean, like, dude, I mean, he got paid $50 million. What was it, 3 years ago when he signed that contract with the Packers?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, then last year you seen what happened. He had nothing but all rookies at wide receiver. Literally, every wide receiver he had was rookie except for the small little midget guy who's had for like 30 years on the team with him.
Talking about Randall Cobb?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's it. Other than that, everybody else was a rookie. Am I lying? Cobra would know. Everybody was rookies, and that happens because
he just made 2nd, 3rd round picks look good and got their money. I don't know. Jordy Nelson wasn't a 1st round pick. I know. Back in the day, who else?
Jennings.
Jennings was a 1st round pick.
Oh,
Donald Driver was Brett Favre. Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Adam was the 2nd round pick.
Correct. Adams is Adams though. But they still didn't win a Super Bowl together.
That's true.
I mean, they could have got a lot more people, for them or for the team itself. I don't know. I mean, now he goes to a whole new team. Obviously, he's older in age, and he took a pay cut. They call it a pay cut, but
he's
still getting paid a lot.
You see the pictures of him though. He kind of looks Doesn't
Skinny
look
as hell.
Yeah, it looks like he's on that stuff. Yeah.
What stuff are we talking about?
I don't want to say it because I've already said it enough on this pod tonight, so I'm not trying to get us canceled. But it looks like he's on that stuff. So I mean, if you look at his pictures, it doesn't even look like Aaron Rodgers, man. I know it's still green. He's still got a green uniform, but
Hey, he's got a defense. We'll see what happens, man. I mean, he's a 4-time MVP for a reason. We'll see how he does, but he got nothing. Who's the wide receiver core? Yeah, Garrett Wilson, rookie of the year last year, coming to his second year. Brees Hall, as we were talking about him, injured off of ACL. So trying to talk about Dalvin Cook, we talked about last week, was when I said it made common sense because he needs somebody to trust who's a veteran back there next to him.
He's got
To
Lazard.
protect him at least.
Oh, you're talking about the backfield.
Yeah, Lazard. Stop. Lazard is nobody, bro.
What? 8 straight games with a touchdown?
I want you to Google his highlights one time. YouTube that shit. It's trash as hell.
Fall asleep.
My son got better YouTube highlights than him.
All right.
What the fuck was this updated?
All right. Unless anybody else I got nothing else to say about Aaron Rodgers, man. He's got to prove it, man. He's new team. The only thing difference is he's got a defense this year.
So all right,
and they still playing in a tough ass division.
So this is Aaron Rodgers' full contract. It's $112 million. So with the Jets, it's 75 guaranteed with the annual salary of 37.5, and then Rodgers' base salary this year is 1.8 million with a signing bonus of 35 million and a workout bonus of 50,000 while carrying a cap hit. It looks like a lot of money.
He's right.
So it's reworked and it looks like it's a pay cut. It's just how they do it. That's what they got to do just to make room for money here and there. But yeah, it's 112 for 3 years. That's the actual contract.
I'm about to say, when he was with the Packers, he owned that division his entire time there. Lions been nobody for years since I've been a kid. Okay, Vikings, started coming up a little bit now. But I mean, he's on that division. Bears have been nobody pretty much while he was there. And now he's going to a tough division, man. Bills, Patriots, and who else is in there? Dolphins. I mean, so he's got his work cut out for him for sure in that division.
Facts. And I mean, look at what the Jets did last year. They almost made the playoffs, and they were going back and forth with the that one bum, Zach Wilson. That yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, but Mike White was the truth. You know what I'm saying? And if he didn't get injured, I think the Jets would have at least made the playoffs and did a little damage.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I mean, they did it. They did it with what they had, and I mean, they still got 2 rookies of the year on both sides of the ball, man. So, and that defense is nasty. You already know who the head coach is. One of the best defensive minds in the league. So, I mean, I feel like they're gonna be good. Yeah, A-Rod is older. No, George. Paul is the truth. My name's Billy, my guy. I don't know who George is, but yeah. So everybody got their thoughts out on Mr. A-Rod. The next up, man, we got Mr. Brock Purdy finally cleared to play for the 49ers, man.
Big cock Brock.
What is up with you guys tonight?
That's his name.
I feel it. But yeah, man, Mr. Purdy's
I told you, man. When you're watching a game, just pause it, look at the imprint.
No comment, man.
We do.
No comment, man.
Somebody else talk, man.
Guy's a bum. He's gonna get cleared. What his shoulder? He's probably got a bad wing going into the season, even like next season. I mean, better hope Trey Lance is ready and keep that seat warm.
Mr. Cobra.
And after all that, we'll get Trey Lance. So, or not Trey Lance, but Sam Darnold. I mean, so, yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's good. I think it's good. Let's say Purdy does play. I don't know if he's worth anything in fantasy, but I think it'd be good for Kittle. Like, I think it makes Kittle viable.
It'll definitely be good for Kittle. It'd be good for Kittle and possibly Debo Ayuk if that connection is there.
I actually think it's good for everybody. CMC also, just because Purdy is not that much of a rushing quarterback. He's more of a pass first guy, scramble, get the ball out, which is good for all your pass catchers. So I think it's positive news for everybody in the Niners, fantasy wise.
I agree. Hey, besides him, I mean, when's the last time a 49ers quarterback's been relevant in fantasy, man? It's been a while. What's up, Jose?
Yeah. Man, I ain't gonna say much. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, a Niner fan. It don't matter who we put at quarterback one time. You know what I'm saying? Trey Lance, Sam Darnold, Josh Johnson, Purdy. It don't matter. You hear me?
You said Josh Johnson.
You saw it last year. It don't matter.
Yeah, we saw Josh Johnson for 5 plays. Yeah, we're right.
The Eagles.
That's why they put a rule in for you this season. Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you right now. The Eagles lucky. No, the Eagles lucky we didn't have a fifth quarterback because that fifth quarterback would have whipped their ass.
All right, cry me a river, man. Cry me a river. Hey, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Yeah, no matter who we playing. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, cool.
My boy was thinking about a fucking car for 8 years and he's sad as hell.
All right, man. And then I mean, yes. Shout out to Brock for coming back.
He is Jimmy G now.
It's gonna be a great season, man. I'm excited.
4-star Jimmy? Are you kidding me?
Jimmy G.
Oh yeah, both quarterbacks are
Jimmy G. Jimmy G did his first practice yesterday.
Shout out to him, man. All those
Jimmy, 4-star Jimmy in Vegas. Hey, it's a wrap. Yikes. My boy walking around with a sticky all day.
By week 3, man, he's catching something. I don't know what it is. I don't know which disease it is, but he's catching something out there. I mean, they're gonna see it on the report. Yeah, illness. Yeah, we know what illness that is, my boy. Hey,
my boy Jimmy G.
My boy got that drip. You know what I mean?
My boy Jimmy G gonna be just walking around with a stiffy. Like I told you, my boy gonna go crazy out there.
Oh man!
Let's roll through the next two pieces of the news. Bryce Young, 4-year, $36.96 million rookie contract. Shout out to him. He was named starter this week for the Panthers. That's gonna be a fun team to watch with his 5'4" ass, probably as tall as Paul. Neck, and then
Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook is talking to the Jets. I guess contract talks are off by $1 million. I know that Miami's in the talks. Jets are in the talks. So if Dalvin Cook does sign with the Jets, what's that mean for Mr. Breece Hall? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna for all you Breece Hall fans out there. I don't know, but to be honest with you, I'm gonna let you on a little secret. Dalvin Cook signing to the Jets doesn't mean nothing. Dalvin Cook signing to Miami doesn't mean nothing. He barely did anything last season. He missed a lot of 100 yards on those games last season. He's just old, man. He's at the end of the road. That's just how I feel. You guys have anything else?
I wouldn't say.
I think it'll hurt Breece Hall on his ADP, but go ahead, Jose.
No, I was gonna say,
today, man.
Breece Hall, he a little injured.
Okay.
So my boy Cook coming through. I wouldn't say he did bad on the Vikings. They just went to a passing team. Justin Jefferson over there, top 2 and fantasy, wide receiver player. That's a passing team now. They even got Hawkinson over there. So I mean, they kind of
it is a passing team. But when he was running the ball, he didn't look the same. It was
not explosive. That explosiveness wasn't there. The elusiveness wasn't there. Him shaking the guy one on one, it wasn't there, man. When he first was out there in Minnesota, my boy was just like with the head. He didn't have to use the whole body yet. Then my boy was shaking him with his head, and it was going the other way. He ain't got that no more, man. He ain't got that no more. Put your head down, run through that guy only. He's not the same Dalvin Cook, man.
If I'm only getting 10 carries, I ain't fucking juking and jiving for shit. Y'all can kiss my ass. You hear me? If I'm gonna do a fucking 8-yard run and put 3 guys on my back, for what? So you can pass it fucking for a 50-yard bomb to Jefferson for him to get all the hype and do a dumbass Dougie dance? I don't give a fuck. You hear me? I just carried 3 guys on my back and broke 4 tackles, and I don't get no love.
Hey, that's cool, man. You're at 800. You're at 800 carries for your career. You're going downhill, my boy. Like next running back up.
Dalvin Cook should not be drafted if he's not on the team. I'll say that now. And if he does get drafted, I would say probably 5th, 6th round.
We taking Cook or Montgomery?
Yeah,
I would take Cook.
Exactly. all of a sudden, huh?
I'm taking Montgomery. I don't know what you guys are talking
I would
about,
take
man.
Cook. I would take Cook all day. I don't care.
I'm gonna tell you what. If Cook signs with the Jets or even the Dolphins before we have our draft, he'll get drafted like at least 6th, 7th round. At least.
What about Brees Hall? I think Brees falls to like the 3rd.
Dude, with Brees, with his injury, and they're not going to tell you nothing really until season starts or a week before. Oh, he'd be on a pup list, or he's not on the pup list, but we don't know when he's gonna come back because once you're on the pup list, that's what 6 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna put him on there because he might come back in 3 weeks. We don't know.
Draft at your own risk, Brees Hall.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's at your own risk to any of those running backs in New York, right?
When he do towards ACL in October, when did he have his surgery? I'm gonna say December.
And all the talks about him coming out to like, oh, I feel great. I can't wait for week 1. Yeah, bullshit. I was like, you was not gonna be out there running the same way, my boy. I was like, you have defensive tackles chasing you down. you was not out running anybody. Trust me.
Yeah, I think the odds are that Hall will start off slow, at least the first 4, 5, 6 weeks, at least.
Yeah,
it's gonna be tough.
Definitely gonna be tough. All right, man. Next up, let's you guys want to do dark horse or overrated players? Which one you guys want to start with?
Let's start with overrated players, man. I've been wanting to get into this since the chat started. So
right,
I know
overrated players.
I know Billy can't wait to get this one kicked off. So right off the top, man, let's just who is it, man?
Make sure
Josh Jacobs number 1.
Make sure you draft these players at your own risk, and this is my professional opinion. Number 1, the number 1 person on my list, overrated as hell, T-Law, Mr. Trevor Lawrence. That guy is a bum. Oh my God! Look at man, he's a fad. He's a fad in this league. He's getting carried by the coach. He's not going to be here that long.
What'd you say?
He's not going to get a Justin Herbert contract.
He's a what?
You know what I'm saying? He's a bum. B-U-M.
Okay.
Bum.
Okay, got you.
We're definitely getting canceled.
I thought you clarified the fad. F-A-D. F-A-D, fad.
Oh, fad, that word. Yeah.
He said gets fat.
Let's clarify the word here, Billy. Yes.
Fad.
Yes.
F-A-D. Fad.
F-A-D.
Yeah, that's what I did not say the other word. Not at all. Yeah, no. I would not say that.
You gotta start spelling these words out. That boy must get us canceled for show.
Yo.
Retard, fucking ad.
We
getting canceled. Goodness gracious.
He is man, he is short-lived. That word, short-lived, you know what I'm saying? He's not gonna be, it's just a craze. He's just a craze in the league. He's not he ain't doing nothing, man.
Let me ask you this question before you keep saying you saying all that. Why? What is the reason for it?
Because look at this is how I see him. Besides what he did in that playoff game against the Chargers, right? He had himself one great half, that second half. But it cancels out, man. You see what he did in that first half? Man, if it wasn't for that Chargers defense just shit in the bed, bro, everybody would be having the same conversation I am. I just don't get the love for this kid. Man, he can sling the ball. He can do all that.
He's still a young quarterback.
But so is Justin Herbert. But did Justin Herbert do any of this extra stuff? He's a late bloomer. Does Trevor Lawrence make his receivers better, or does the receivers make Trevor Lawrence better?
I don't know. He made Evan Ingram look good.
My boy, look who he had.
Evan Ingram didn't do anything when he was with the Giants.
Hold on. Hey, he had Christian Kirk, who was a nobody.
Yeah.
He had Evan Ingram, who came off the Giants, who was just trash.
Garbage.
All right.
Grade A
who else?
Garbage.
He had a guy who's on the Raiders who's irrelevant. Exactly. Exactly. Zay Jones was.
I even started Zay Jones a couple of weeks. And he gave me 25 points. Are you kidding me? And
So
you're telling me he's not an okay quarterback. You're calling him trash.
He's trash. He's overrated. He's overrated.
hey,
Overrated.
for a second-year player on a team that is rebuilding, honestly, he's not too bad. I'm not gonna say he's number one overall pick, okay, but the team is doing right by him. They're putting pieces around him, but he has honestly Christian Kirk, Zay Jones. I mean, those are the two starting wide receivers. Like, come on, man, you cannot say those are nobodies.
I'm gonna say
and
this.
actually, and he made the playoffs.
I'm gonna say shout out to Doug Peterson, because if it wasn't for Doug, Nick Foles would not have a ring. Carson Wentz wouldn't have a ring, and the only difference is that T-Law is not going to get a ring. Doug Peterson is not winning no championships with this quarterback.
I totally disagree, man. I think
2 years.
I think
2 years and he's done.
I think if you look at the quarterbacks, at the end of their careers, I think Trevor Lawrence has a Super Bowl ring, and I don't think Herbert does. I think he's a better quarterback. I think he's a better quarterback, man.
I bet $1,000 that
You ain't got $2 to bet, so stop it.
So I got $1,000 to bet. That's easy.
This guy, hey, look. So besides all the facts, he was in his second year. All right, and he made the playoffs. I'm not gonna talk about the win in the playoffs because obviously we know that the Chargers they shit the bed. We know that already. They blew it.
It's not the first time it's happened either. So
the number one overall pick in his second year made the playoffs. That's all I'm gonna say. So you can't ask for much more. Okay, so it's only up from here. You can't say he's overrated going to his third year. Like, come on now, he made the playoffs already, so you can't say he's overrated going into his third year.
I can say that.
The most surprising thing was the guy threw 4 straight interceptions. All right, he threw 4 straight interceptions in the game, and then he comes back to win the game with the 4 touchdowns. So he just transformed. He went into halftime, changed his whole game up, came out, was a killer, threw the rock, won the game, and the story. Let me see Herbert do that. I've seen it. I mean, that's something that doesn't happen all.
So pretty much what Billy said. He threw 4 interceptions, went to the break room. You know what I'm saying? Rubbed one out, took a shower, came back fresh, and then he won the game.
Yeah,
said he canceled it out, but that all cancels each other out.
My boy rubbed the bad energy out, and he came in fresh. My boy was ready to. My boy threw the rock. He was ready to go. He was ready.
So let me ask you this: when it comes to fantasy, you guys are gonna choose a Trevor Lawrence to be a starter on one of your fantasy teams.
He's right there, man. I mean, if I don't have a quarterback, let's just say you're one of those 11 or 12 teams, and all the other 10 quarterbacks are gone. That's kind of like he's probably going to be your starter. I mean, is he a top 10 quarterback?
No.
Is he a top 12?
Really?
He's not a top 10 quarterback. He's not a top 10
hold on,
fantasy.
Hold on, Jose.
But
hold on, Jose.
No. Is he a top 10 quarterback? No, but
yes, he is a top 10. Okay, we'll talk about fantasy. I'm sorry.
Fantasy.
Is he a top 10 fantasy quarterback?
I mean, I don't know the numbers offhand.
They just negated everything he just said with not putting him in that top 10.
Jose, let me just put you. Let me
no.
First of all, rankings real quick. Jose, let me just put you in the rankings. Look, it goes just
George. No, what George is saying, he's saying he's a straight bum. No, and he's saying he's overrated. What? No, I'm not putting him in the top 10. Like, you understand who the top 5 are? Like, come on now. You can go Mahomes, Josh Allen. Who else? Herbert. Who else? Burrow.
You got Hurts,
Jackson,
Burrow, and then it goes to the next tier. You got Justin Fields, Herbert, and Lawrence, who are right next to each other.
Justin Fields is ahead of Trevor Lawrence.
He's ahead of Herbert.
On the legs.
Because the legs.
Fields on your list.
Yeah.
Huh?
Do you have Fields on your list?
He's you know how we were talking about overrated and irrelevant. Yeah, he's irrelevant.
I'm just saying. Hey, to answer your question, is Trevor Lawrence a starting quarterback on my fantasy team? Yes, he is.
That you feel the same way, Cobra?
I'm like middle of the road with him. 'Cause I actually drafted him last season and I gave up on him and dropped his ass on the waiver wire. I think his rookie season with Urban Meyer, I think you completely like throw that out of the window. That was just a shit show. So I feel like last season was his first like legit season with Doug Peterson or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
So I think he gets better this season. He was the QB8 and standard scoring last year. I think he'll be QB8 or higher this season. So is he worth a top 10 pick, like quarterback pick in fantasy? I think he is. But
Look,
the question is where does he improve? So like he had 4,100 passing yards last season. He had 25 touchdowns. I think he rushed for 4 TDs, 4 or 5. I think if he steps up the rushing just a little more, and then with Calvin Ridley and the other receivers there, I don't know. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility he goes over 30 touchdowns total with 400 or 500 yards on the ground. That's pretty good.
I like it.
He's a better quarterback than Tom Brady. There's teams using Tom Brady last season, man, and they used him all season. If I had a choice between Tom Brady and Trevor Lawrence, man, I'm Trevor Lawrence easy.
I'm taking Tom Brady.
Stop it, man.
I'm taking Tom Brady.
You're tripping, man.
I'm taking Tom Brady.
Because we can have an argument about top players. So we do the difference. Is Geno Smith the top quarterback in the NFL? No. But his numbers in fantasy made him relevant. Same thing with Justin Fields. Is he a top quarterback in the NFL? Hell to the no.
Hell no.
But his fantasy numbers made him relevant. It's a total different thing. Now, is off the top, is Lawrence a top 10 quarterback? Off the top, no. But in fantasy, I mean, yeah, he could probably be relevant. You can throw his legs in there, and I mean, he throwing to nobodies. So is it just throwing to nobodies and make him a little better? I mean, Herbert has a nobody. Mike Williams injured. Who else? Ken Allen's getting those snaggle too.
Yeah, he had 2 nobodies. He had rookies. He was doing that with
So
rookies.
I mean, I'm not going to call Lawrence a bum. Like I said, he went to a second year, and like Ryan said, you can cancel his first season. You got old coach over there, dancing on girls in college, came to the NFL, tried to get away from that scenario, and then totally bombed down in Jacksonville.
So the thing is, right? So yeah, he had Urban Meyer first season. All right, cancel that out. So we'll just say last season with Doug Peterson was his rookie season, right? He has a good season, but that's a new coach, new offense. He had, they brought in some vets to help him out. They got him some speed a little bit, you know what I'm saying, here and there. Now they get Calvin Ridley. Yes. This is the second year now for Doug Peterson and this offense with T-Law. What happens during those second years for every new offense? What happens? Everybody gets schemed on. So what I'm saying is that I feel like T-Law, with all these defenses that are going to already understand this offense, he's not going to be able to do the same thing. If he does, great. Prove me wrong. But to me right now, he's just overrated. There's a lot of hype behind him. And I'm saying he did great in a first year in the offense for that first year with Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson is one hell of a coach. He got a ring, man, for a reason. But T-Law, he's not my cup of tea. That's it. That's going forward, we'll see what happens. But I feel, especially in the AFC, which is the toughest conference, he's not going to be able to have that same success.
So you wouldn't draft him at all. He's on your no draft list.
Oh yeah.
Even if you got him at a good round, he's like right there. Like, okay, a good value pick for him. You still wouldn't touch him. And you got no 12, quarterback. Hey, I'm talking 12. Yeah. Let's say
12, 13,
the top 12, 10 top 10 quarterbacks already taken off the board, and he's still there for some reason. You're telling 12, me you're 13, not going to take him. Yeah.
12, 13, maybe 16 if he's there. I'll get him off. How about this? I'll get him off the waivers when he's on the waiver wire this season. I'll do that.
Ryan's not going to make that mistake again.
I'll do that. When he's on the waivers again, I'll pick him up.
Yeah, he's gonna have to make it to like round 12 until that's when I'm gonna pick a quarterback. So I'll probably be picking up Gina.
Yeah.
All right. My next overrated player, he's been overrated for years. He's never been fantasy relevant. Maybe one time for a couple weeks, but after that, no. Mr. David Montgomery, who's now in Detroit with the whole running back squad. I still think he's not gonna do great. He's I don't know, man. He's just a bum to me, bro. He's always been a bum. Will always be a bum. He's overrated. There's people on this podcast who love him. So pick him up, and I hope he does nothing for you because that's exactly what he's gonna do.
Hey man, you got a lot of bums this season. Jeez.
He's my top bum. I'll tell you that.
He's actually your firstborn bum. Actually, you've been talking about him since the beginning. Since we've been in like fantasy family. What did he do to you? He messed you up 1 year, didn't he? Or
yeah, bad.
Yeah. I think he's gonna be all right, man. I think he's gonna do that role that Jamal Williams had out there, and he's gonna give you that short yardage. I mean, the Lions, they ran the ball damn near. Oh, they ran it a lot, and then they set up. That's what Jared Goff looks so good because he's that play action type quarterback, and he looks good in that play action. And then you got St. Brown running the slot and on the outside. I mean, I think he's gonna do his thing. I don't think he's gonna get like Jamal Williams numbers. Like, what did he have? Like 18 touchdowns. He's not gonna do that. But I'm saying he's probably not gonna get you 1,000 yards, but he's gonna get you maybe the 10 touchdowns.
He's not getting you 1,000.
I think he can get you 10 touchdowns though.
Let me ask one question. In order to be considered a good running back, how many 1,000-yard rushing seasons do you need to have?
Considered a good running back?
Yeah, either being in the league for 3 years or more. How many 1,000 rushing yard seasons do you need to have to not be considered to just be considered not good, pretty much?
I mean, it's kind of hard because there's different running backs used. I mean, there's running backs that are just servicely like used for short yardage and touchdowns. Like LeGarrette Blount in past time, he was the short yardage guy. He got all the short yardage. He was there for your first or your third down to get you all that small stuff.
But if you're the lead back, that is.
I mean, you want to come into the league. You want to come into the league first. Let's just say you have a 5-year rookie contract. You want to be at least 4. You want to have at least 4 1,000-yard seasons. Never. I mean, bearing an injury or anything, but you want to have at least 4 to 5 seasons at 1,000 to say, okay, he's a decent running back. Because 1,000 yards it's not hard to do in the NFL. But if you're splitting with another running back, that's where it could get difficult. And how long has he been splitting with another running back? That's another question.
So I'll say it in easier fashion. If you are considered a top running back, you don't share a rock like that. Yeah, you might take a break, but you don't share a rock like that. And Montgomery has never been the running back. So although he may be okay running back, he's never been a great running back. I mean, his best season is what, 1,100 yards probably?
1070.
Okay, so exactly. That's not hard, but that's his best season.
Season 8. That season that he ran for 1,000, 8.
What is the average on touchdowns this season?
6 probably.
Touchdowns is shit. I don't know. So it doesn't say the average, but he has 26 for the career.
And this is his 5th year, 6th year?
This will be 5th. Going 2023 will be 5. Year 5.
Gotta
we can hear that.
I can't review. But yeah, he's not your every down back, man. He's one of those running backs you need to put in a committee. He's not, but fantasy wise, he's a solid second flex. I'm telling you right now.
5 TDs last season.
A solid second flex, man. We got 2 flexes in my league. I would put him in there.
Good luck, sir. What's up, Mr. Cobra? How you feeling about David Montgomery? Do you love him or do you not love him?
Yeah, I haven't drafted Montgomery in 3 seasons. I don't know. I mean, what Paul's saying is right about Montgomery. I think he's going to have opportunity there in Detroit. If we're just being objective, I'm going to take my disdain for Montgomery out of this. He got a 3-year, $18 million contract, so he's getting paid a decent amount. He's still relatively young. He's not that old, and it's his 4th season. And the offense, that Detroit offense looks good. They have a good O-line. I expect, honestly, I think it's going to be like a 50-50 split or something like that, or like a 55-45 split. And depending on, and it's going to be very game script dependent. Like if they're running it down the other team's throat, you're going to see a lot of Montgomery. If it's high flying and it's high paced and a lot of 2-minute drill type stuff, you're going to see more Gibbs. But a lot of I just expect more of last season, except I think Detroit will probably throw a little bit more.
They're going to throw a lot more. You see what they did last season. They were all over the field with throwing that rock.
Yeah, but they got to establish the run, though, because that's how Goff plays. Goff is a quarterback that's that play-action quarterback. That's why he did so good last season. My boy had Jamal Williams had 18 touchdowns last season. You got to fear that run a little bit. And Goff looked amazing at times. What was the stats at home? My boy was a tier 1 quarterback when he was playing at home in Detroit.
Remember when we did the stats, Paul?
Williams had 12 touchdowns from the 1-yard line. Come on, man. Anybody could have had that.
Paul's right about Goff. So we ran the numbers as soon as last season was over. And if you had Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff on your fantasy football team, and you only ever started the quarterback that played at home that week, whether it was Cousins or Goff, you basically had a Joe Burrow level quarterback.
I think I'm gonna do that this season.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna do that this season, Ryan.
It was like a 370 fantasy point outing, which was huge.
Yeah, Goff threw for 44 last season with 29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
This is why I would choose Montgomery over Gibbs, and has been said by many running backs who are rookies, when they come into the league, they're not ready for the workload. They're used to college, whereas players aren't as good as the NFL, obviously, schemes and et cetera, et cetera. Let's say Gibbs, comes in, body's not conditioned for it yet. They love to run the ball. And let's say Montgomery starts taking over by week 4 or 5, even though they're splitting the carries, but he's getting more of the workload still. More of the 3 downs, more of the goal line packages. And then you'll see Montgomery getting more, fantasy relevant. Even though Gibbs was maybe the higher pick because he's a rookie, and was like, oh, rookie running back. But yet Montgomery, being a veteran, more established, he knows how to handle it, and he'll get more of the workload. I mean, it's crazy. The Lions literally got rid of all the running backs, got a whole new set, which is crazy.
Yeah, but are they really missing much out of Swift? Are they really losing a lot out of Swift? He wasn't on the field a lot, right?
No, correct. No, I'm just saying in general, they got rid of their both starting running backs.
Yeah, but if you have a good offensive line. Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
my bad.
Yeah. The other thing I'm curious about with Montgomery, I think Montgomery scores more fantasy points this year than Gibbs does. And the thing I'm interested to see is that Montgomery's a better pass catcher than Jamal Williams is. And it wouldn't shock me if he gets a little bit more passing looks than Williams got. And if that's the case, if he is the early down back and say he gets a slight uptick in target percentage over what Jamal Williams got, shit. I mean, that's probably a running back that's 200 plus points and is a mid 2 to low end 1 if it breaks right. I honestly, the more I think about it, I think Montgomery's probably the better pick in fantasy over Gibbs this year from a point standpoint.
Yeah. I would say Gibbs is a little high on people's radars.
Yeah.
A lot of risk.
Correct. Now Montgomery will probably fall between 5th round, 6th round, and whoever gets them is going to get a steal.
Yeah.
They'll get a running back who's going to do
He's gonna be
good for a 5th, 6th round pick. He might even outshine someone who picked the running back in 2nd, 3rd round.
Mm-hmm.
Just based off injuries or whatnot. I mean, we've seen running backs go for 120 yards, no touchdowns. Okay, cool. And you'll see, Montgomery go over here for 50 yards and 2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Just like, come on, man. It's gonna happen.
Yep. So Billy's not drafting Lawrence and Montgomery, so those guys will be available.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it.
He's like, you guys said all that, and I still ain't drafting his ass.
Oh, I stopped listening, bro.
So that's why Jags fans said that he was last in TYF. That's why he was fighting for last. That's why he was fighting for last in Paul's league. So I mean, it's
I
not.
wasn't fighting for last in Paul's league. What are you talking about?
He's talking about a year before. When
you want to fight for last?
Oh, yeah, 2 years ago, not last season.
I thought it was
okay.
Not last season,
Okay,
but the season before that.
You're fighting for last almost every season. Okay, let's just say that.
2 years ago. Before that, I've been making the playoffs though. Stop it, boy. Oh, I can't wait till you're on the corner.
I'm just saying,
you trading with Trey this season. We already know this.
Speaking of corners, it looks like Trey should be going this Sunday if everything falls in line, right, Jose?
He says Sunday, 2:00, 1:30, 2:00. He'll be on the corner of our. That's what he said. He wants to get it over with. He says Sunday, 1:00, 2:00. He'll be on the corner.
And I'm just finding out about this now.
Yeah, we'll put it in the chat.
We just talked about it earlier. He said he wants to get it over with now. We kept pressuring him because we weren't thinking he's gonna do it. So we're not trying to have the same scenario last year where we have 8 guys show up to on draft day trying to fight for a position. So I told you he needs to knock it out this week. Saturday. He said I can't do Saturday. I was like, well, Sunday. I don't care what you gotta do. Sunday. He's like, I'll do Sunday like 8 in the morning, bro. Ain't nobody out there 8 in the morning, so you need to go out there at least between 10 and 4. I said. So he said, look at that shirt.
Yeah. That's
so for the viewers, if you come in last place, man, you get a personalized shirt like this man Trey right there. This is our second fantasy football. He's gonna be wearing a customized pink tutu with glitter on it, and that's it. You're out there for 30 minutes.
I love
You're
it.
out there for 30 minutes on the corner of Arden Fair Mall. It's gonna be busy.
Hey, Jose.
We got the fair going on. We got back to school deals going on.
Oh, fuck, the fair is going on.
And it'd be about at least 4,000 cars go by.
Hey, Jose's sick for choosing that shirt out, man. A bright pink one, though. Come on, man.
Hey, he's gonna stand out. A black man in a pink shirt, that boy gonna stand out.
Yo, man.
All right. So
probably right there. This is the main entrance to Arden Fair Mall.
This is what we're gonna do.
The main entrance is gonna be right there in the corner. You can be finding the homeless for a spot.
This is what we're gonna do for the rest of the thing, because I got a whole list of overrated players. So I'm gonna just pick one more off this list. We'll go through it, and then somebody else can jump in, and then they can do a couple of theirs. But who I'm gonna pick, I'm gonna jump down to number 9, Mr. Mike Williams of the San Diego Chargers. My guy is overrated, always injured, hasn't been there to help out his team. The old man Keenan Allen is still wide receiver 1 over there. I mean, Mike Williams got paid. He just hasn't lived up to the, you know what I'm saying, to his potential. And I just don't think that it's going to get there. He got a great quarterback in Justin Herbert. I just don't think that, he's the guy. I mean, he's big body wide receiver, got great hands, but I just, with him not being able to stay on the field, he's just overrated to me.
I just want to say real quick, I got about 15 minutes, man. My laptop's gonna die soon.
All
It's
right,
at 13%.
So
yeah, but
about that time. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, I'll start at my bedtime. I gotta get some Z's. I'm getting old. Anyways, yeah, Mike Williams is a decent receiver. This is the injuries, man. Injuries. We all know that's all he is. Everyone says it. Twitter says it. The world says it. AI says it. Everybody says it. You know, I mean, people on fucking planet Pluto know this boy Mike Williams is always injured.
You're better off stating how many over and under and how many games he's playing next season. Let's just say
8.
Let's just
half
say
the season.
let's just say 9. Is it over or under?
It's about 9.
I'll be right there.
You know, because when he does play injured, you ain't getting nothing.
Yeah,
So
I right on that report. Hey, Jose, you wake up and you have a report. Mike Williams is on. He's got a bad leg. Whoa, on Monday. Hey, put him on the IL. Put him on the IR. I'm good. Not even gonna take a game time decision chance. You know what I mean?
I really think that Mike Williams actually falls in the draft this season. It's gonna be that one dumbass that drafts him early. Oh, it's Mike Williams. He sees the name. He automatically thinks that, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna get those big plays. He's just not it. I think he.
Yeah. Hey, every year you'll see somebody who goes off exactly off the rankings. You know, he was ranked number 13, so I gotta draft him. But we all know the guy's injured, bro. I mean, I'll choose, Christian Watson over that guy. I mean, I rather have you on the field, than you not on the field, right? I just can't. I mean, he'll give you
for somebody on the waivers that late in the season.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So what's up, Mr.
He's that guy who'll give you 24 points and then he'll give you 2. The guy.
He'll be gone for 4 weeks, come back, give you 2, and then be gone for another 4 weeks.
Yeah, you know how long Billy was saying, "Oh, just wait till Mike Williams comes back, man. Oh, my team's gonna be stacked." But 4 weeks later,
still nothing. What's up, Cobra? How you feeling about that?
Yeah, no, he's super inconsistent. I can't believe I won a championship with him. Like he was on the roster, man. But yeah, it's kind of a shame because he had that season 2 seasons ago where he was like the wide receiver 3, and so you see the talent. He has got a great quarterback, but the guy, I don't know what it is. He's like the worst receiver I've ever seen at high pointing a ball and then falling on the ground. He always takes like the furthest path to the ground and falls flat on his back.
Kind of like Tua, huh?
Yeah, like Tua.
Yeah, he's like the worst at falling. Him and Tua, man. Like,
we should take a class together.
Yeah, it's too bad. Like on the rankings, I think it reflects it. Like I see him ranked like anywhere from 26 to 30. So I mean that's kind of okay value for what he is, but yeah, I'm with
third round talent.
No, he's like a 5th.
That's like 6 round.
86, yeah. Now, last season, 3rd round,
Yeah.
But this season, nah. After all that, nah, bro, he's dropping 5th, 6th. But like I said, there's gonna be the one dumbass that does go.
Yeah, he's somebody's taking him in the 4th round, man.
No, it's a consensus. Not only just us, but the whole fantasy world. He's a pretty decent wide receiver. It's just the injuries, man. It's just the injuries, and there's nothing like crazy. You're like, oh, lower back spasms, and the guy's out for fucking 4 weeks. Like what the hell?
I think about it.
What's going on here?
I got Mike Williams in the 5th round last season, and that was
there you go.
A decent season. So maybe
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, I'm with you.
You guys have anything else about Mr. Mikey Williams? All right.
No, sir.
Who want to go next? Grab your list. Mr. Cobra, you can go ahead and kick this one off.
Am I going through the whole list or just picking one?
It don't matter. You can go through 3,
pick
2, 3.
Pick the hottest pick you got.
Hottest? I think AJ Brown is overrated.
Woo,
talk about it.
You're tripping.
Yeah, he's at the like wide receiver 6 right now. That's too high for me. The reason why I just don't. He's efficient, but I just don't think the numbers are gonna constitute how much you're gonna have to pay in draft capital for him, especially with Devonta Smith. I think Devonta Smith's gonna have a similar stat line and be like a round and a half cheaper. The reason, and another reason why I say that is I like to look. So I don't know if you guys do this, but I like to look at player prop totals from Vegas, and just because they put so much money on the line for those player props, I think they generally have a pretty good idea. Not thinking about fantasy, just looking at receiving yards, receptions, and touchdowns. And honestly, man, like AJ Brown and Devonta Smith are they're 50 off by 50 yards from each other, and like off by like a couple touchdowns on AJ Brown's side. Like it's so for fantasy, That's like almost negligible. It's like you're talking maybe 10, 20 point difference. So I just think he's going like early second round. Like, I don't like it. I think it's a little bit too high. Any thoughts on that one?
This year, I'm gonna say it. This year, I'm gonna draft AJ Brown. If nobody does, I will not pass on him. I'm gonna tell you why. Hurts. Either seen Herbert getting paid, Hurts coming off a Super Bowl performance. I don't think Hurts is gonna run the ball as much. I think he's gonna do the same thing that Jackson did. He wants to throw it as much as he can because he wants to get paid. He's gonna get paid. If Herbert got paid 200, whatever, some million, Hurts is gonna get paid more. And I think AJ Brown, if he slings the rock, AJ Brown's gonna get a lot of it. Even Devontae Smith, yeah, I mean, they're 1A, 1B pretty much in that system. I mean, I'm not a big Devontae Smith fan because the guy is small, but he still performs. But remember, Devontae Smith was a first round pick still, so you can't deny his talent. But AJ Brown, he's been great when he was on the Titans. He came to to the Eagles. They traded for him to give Hurts the help. They saw what Hurts was capable of. They gave it to him. I just think Hurts is going to run a little bit less, and he's going to start slinging that rock. He has. Well, who's the tight end? Goddard. They're still going to sling the rock. He has good receiving core. I mean, the running back is shaky, obviously, but he has the guys to catch the ball who can do it. So that's just me. Ryan didn't say AJ Brown's a bum. He just said he's overrated as far as his ranking. Yeah. Just as his ranking, and nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's plenty of guys who you could take before AJ Brown. It'll make you feel great. Just me personally, I would take AJ Brown. I'm thinking he'll have a great season, but I don't see nothing wrong with Ryan's take on other receivers being or performing as well as AJ Brown.
Yeah,
because I done a lot of my drafts, and Devontae Smith is like just a couple picks behind AJ Brown.
Yeah, but
I'm pretty sure y'all seen that.
If Smith's running that slant, he takes one good hit. I'm taking AJ Brown one round earlier, so I know he can take the hit coming across the middle. Because I'll tell you one thing: if AJ Brown's coming across the middle, that corner's like, oh, whoa, yeah, that's a big receiver.
He's a big guy. He is a big guy. Yeah. But I mean, like I said, I mean, would you take Adams or would you take AJ Brown?
I'd take Adams.
See,
this year, I'm taking AJ Brown.
And I would take AJ Brown also, but it just tomato. I mean, would you take Higgins or would you take AJ Brown?
AJ Brown.
Higgins.
Some people and Higgins is pretty high. Over there playing with Burrow, opposite of Jamar Chase.
No, Jamar Chase. Higgins is getting. Higgins be getting that ball.
Man. I mean, when you start falling that second round because AJ Brown's gonna stick around, there's a lot of wide receivers who are gonna start going. I mean, would you take Waddle or are you gonna take AJ Brown? I would take Waddle over AJ Brown.
Actually, I might go Waddle on that one.
I would take Waddle over AJ Brown. So you start getting to that second round. There's a lot of wide receivers, bro. And it's all about preference.
Two ain't playing that full season, man.
Even though I said I would have passed on AJ Brown, but if Waddle was there, I would take Waddle over AJ Brown.
What about Amon-Ra St. Brown?
No, I'm not high on him. I can't do the Lions, bro. I can't do it. I can't do the Lions players.
Yeah, no, but there's somebody that would take Amon-Ra over AJ, but I see Ryan's point. I also see Jose's point. I think AJ Brown is a good receiver. He's had three 1,000-yard receiving seasons. 2021 was his only season that he did not make 1,000 yards. Last season he
was in Tennessee when that happened, or what?
Yeah, he was in Tennessee when that happened.
No, that's why.
But the two before that was 1,000 yards.
So I'll clarify.
2020.
Ryan didn't say AJ Brown's a bum. He just said there's other wide receivers he would take before AJ Brown. and I can see it. I mean, once you get to that second round, bro, it's all about preference.
That's why Ryan ain't winning the championship this year, man. He don't know what he's talking about. I'm
Yeah.
taking AJ. I'm taking AJ Brown. This dude's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about here, man. AJ Brown, you're not taking him, Dog, that guy can just win you a week by himself a couple times, man.
Hey, but
Come on.
look, these are our personal overrated list, man. Just remember that this is how we feel about these players.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, no, correct.
I thought Jose was the one drinking tonight, man. I think Ryan's got something in that water bottle, man. I don't know what's going on over there, man.
What's up? What's the next one, Mr. Ryan?
Christian Watson is next. So
you talking about bums?
yeah, Christian Watson.
Now you speak of my language.
I'm going. He's on a bum bus. He's on a bum bus.
He's got a bum quarterback too.
Right there next to Tiyf.
My boy had one career good game, 4 touchdowns, like 5 catches, and he's a talk of the century. Boy, stop it.
Yeah, to me, he's the next Chase Claypool. Remember Claypool had that monster 38-point game, and then everybody's drafting him in like the 4th.
Yeah.
round. It's the same thing. It's gonna be a bad offense. It's a quarterback that hasn't been a starter. It's one of those. Look, here's one of my rules. If you look at a player, right, and you're thinking, should I draft this guy? Should I draft him? Well, he's the number. And my first thing that I say is, well, who else are they going to throw it to? Already off. Get the fuck off my list. Like, it's not. If the first thing I say is like, well, nobody else is going to get the
Everybody
ball.
use the F word tonight. Let's get let's go.
So,
Everybody use the F word tonight. I just want to say thank you to everybody for listening.
that was the hat. We're done.
Hey, when Ryan cusses, he's passionate.
He's fiery.
Oh, he's got something. When we're talking about that drink, he's got something he's drinking for sure.
No, I just I mean, look, in our leagues, Fantasy Family Tiyf, I bet Watson probably goes like later, like round 6 or 7. But in all these like mocks that I'm in, he's like a 4th round guy, and it's just like I don't see it.
I don't see that either.
Don't see it. So he's overrated. Next guy on the list, this isn't going to be a surprise, but it's a different change for me because I've been on this player for the most part all offseason until kind of like the last few days. Kyle Pitts, man. Kyle Pitts. So
you've been riding him hard too.
So I like Kyle Pitts. I think the talent is great. If you look at all like the advanced metrics, he checks all these boxes of being an elite, of the profile of being an elite tight end. The thing that, dude, like all these mock drafts, he goes in like round 5, round 6, and I can't buy into it this season with Desmond Ridder. And then on top of that, this is what really like changed my outlook on Pitts. The guy, I think he got put on the PUP list, or he missed the start of training camp. He's got a brace on his knee. So he's missing practice. He's got a brace on the knee. He had a torn MCL. So it sounds like the recovery is still not like 100% yet. Had surgery on the knee. It's about an 8-month recovery. He's at the 8-month mark right now. I just, dude, I don't know. Like knowing it's Desmond Ridder, and then seeing how much Drake London was targeted by Ridder at the last few games of the season, I just don't think it looks good for Pitts. I think he's more of like a round like 7, 8 type of tight end, but he'll probably go in like round 6 or 7 or something.
Yada yada yada. Ryan, you're just throwing me out in the outfield on this one. I know you're gonna take him. I know you're gonna try and steal him up like right underneath us. Like you're saying all this bad stuff about Pitts, and there he goes, Ryan in the 5th or 6th round. After talking all that smack about him, I already see it, Ryan. You can't
hold on. Jack Can said better tight end.
I know what you're doing.
We'll get to the questions after.
Draft season's coming up. Draft season's coming. I know you're trying to throw me the curveball. I'm reading right into it, Ryan. I see you.
Keep reading.
You ain't winning this year, man. You ain't winning this year. I'm doing everything, changing everything up.
Yeah, no. Well, I agree with Ryan, man. I think he's overrated. I know that there's gonna still be a lot of people that are high on him. You see, last year, man, everybody was super high on Kyle Pitts. He gets injured, and I'm just not even sold on the quarterback, Desmond Ridder, man. That whole offense is, I don't know. I feel it's gonna be like lackluster. I feel bad for Drake London. I'm a big Drake London fan. I had him on the squad last year. I almost kept him this season, but I can't do it. I'm just not sold on the offense. And Kyle Pitts, I feel like it's just not. It's gonna be. He had his chance to shine. I think it's over. Well, I don't see him doing anything this season, especially coming off of MCL. Man, knee injuries are so hard to come to get over and come back from. So hopefully he does. I wish him the best, but yeah, no, I don't. I'm staying away from him.
That concludes my list.
All right, what's up, Paul? What you got for us, buddy?
Debo Samuel is a bum. He hasn't done anything for 1 year. He hasn't. He had one good year, and all of a sudden, everybody. Purdy didn't throw the ball at all. Purdy didn't throw the ball at all last season. You know what I mean? Even with him there, he's a bum. I would not even on my draft board. Hey, let him go. Let somebody else draft. That's somebody else's problem. Man. I think he's a bum. You know, he's always been a bum ever since he didn't want to sign that little kid autograph when I can't sign that. You're a bum for that too.
Let me finish this drink real quick before I get talking about my Debo.
So Debo's a bum, Jose's a bum, and if you ride with Jose, you a bum too. That's all I gotta
say. He went in.
You know what's weird is like for some reason I'm in on Debo this year, man. And we're in that 3-4 round 4, 3, late third. I think it's a good pick. But
for 3 touchdowns, yeah, that's good. I'll take him.
Yeah, I might. We'll see.
I hope so.
I think a Niner fan will get him.
Oh yeah, you know he's going early. Chris probably gonna get him.
He ain't lying.
He called it, man.
He ain't lying. He's gonna be on Chris's team.
Hey, we talked about it already. I think last week when George wasn't here, but Debo, he said on Twitter, last year was a little off for him. He went to his contract, year, and he didn't show up to training camp. He was out of shape. My boy been on the videos. My boy got an $8 million home out there in Palo Alto. My boy, he been doing his thing. He's focused. We got Big Cock Brock at the helm. We ready to go, boys. All right, my Niners. I told you, we don't care who the hell is quarterbacking. He gonna take the ball and next to McCaffrey. He gonna sit there and be in the tight end slot. He gonna be out there. He'll play whatever. It don't matter. My boy had 1,600 yards receiving, like 500 yards rushing with Jimmy G.
Yeah,
like come on, man. Jimmy G was a laughing stock of the NFL. So I mean, for him to produce those numbers, Aaron was like, oh yeah. Well, I mean, he gets all that yak. Okay, that's what we drafted him for. But we're gonna catch a slant and take it 60 yards. But he takes it from the HB spot, from the running back spot, and he gonna go and take it 50 yards for a run and a touchdown. I'm sorry, he's not leaping in the air like Justin Jefferson and catching the ball for 2 guys. I'm sorry. Okay, but he breaking 6 tackles along for the touchdown. I know that. You ain't seen Justin Jefferson break 6 tackles. I can tell you that. Show me a highlight Justin Jefferson breaking 6 tackles. I can show you 100 highlights of Debo doing it.
Yeah, no, I thought. Look, I'm always trying not to be that guy that fan that always roots for the team and this and that.
But I'm that fan.
I know you are. I always try to call it down the middle. But this time, like for me, I would get Debo Samuels in the 3rd round.
Boys biased.
Possibly. So I'll be biased all day. This is Debo we're talking about. Yeah, he doesn't have the pretty
3
numbers.
touchdown Debo we're talking
he
about.
He doesn't have the pretty numbers like everybody wants. It don't matter. I can tell you right now that this season, especially getting to the NFC Championship game, losing the Super Bowl, like you already know Debo is like he's ready. I've seen the workouts. I see what he's doing. And my bias is showing fully here today. I'm rocking. I do not care. Debo Samuels is a 2nd, 3rd round pick, and you could say that he is overrated, but that there's nothing overrated about him. Those yards after carry are real. Those breaking tackles, running people over, that's real. He's a big body wide receiver, and he's gonna handle business.
Big body fans. I used to be dusty.
Did he miss any games last season?
He missed a whole lot of them.
How many did he miss?
Missed 4.
I'm gonna say 4.
It's 4
yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bum still. Over and under touchdowns 7. He's going to be under that. So I mean, I think
Whoa,
it's a whisper pick.
Over.
Hey,
I think
hey,
it's
I
a
bet
big-
you have more touchdowns than Adams.
I'll take the
Oh,
over.
I'll take
the
that.
over on that.
He'll have more touchdowns than Adams.
I'll take that any day of the week.
What you want to bet? 20?
50?
We can bet 20.
With
Oh,
no
okay.
Josh Jacobs, if Josh Jacobs doesn't show up, there's
My
not
boy
at all.
creates his own routes, man.
Nah,
My boy creates his routes for him.
Jimmy G needs a solid running back there, bro. He
Talking
needs
about
somebody
you
running
want
that
to talk
ball.
about yards after the catch? You talking about Devontae Adams? Shit. Stop it.
Stop it. My boy Debo Gaveniak.
Stop it,
You
man. My
better
boy,
stop
your boy had one good season, man. Got paid, and then he laid an egg. All right, man. He's done. Stick a fork in him. The only people worth drafting on the San Francisco 49ers are Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle. Only 2.
Hey,
You got Brandon Ayuk. Stop it.
Who?
You got the Brandon Ayuk. You got Debo Samuels.
Who?
Stop it. You already know. But too bad you ain't got to draft him. You ain't got to worry about it.
The Niners defense, dog. Hey, let's not start. Yeah, you better show some respect. I'm swinging tomorrow. Well, I shut the fuck up late.
All right. Hey, go ahead. Yeah, I can't wait to see you.
What's up? Who else you got on your list, Mr. Paul? Was that it?
James Conner, running back.
Talk about
Arizona Cardinals. I think everybody forgets about James Conner. Yeah, he's a bum. He had one good season. He had one good season in Pittsburgh. Yeah, he showed out there. You know, I think, and he had his first season in Arizona. He had 18 touchdowns or something like that. But I don't even know if he had 1,000 yards.
Hey, hold on. Before we go to James Conner, my boy Jags fan asked earlier, who's better, Andrews? Hold on, shut up, God damn you!
I said we're gonna get.
He wanted to know Andrews or Kittle. I'm gonna say this. I would say Kittle because Andrews. I mean Jackson. They're going to a whole new offensive scheme. So I don't know about Andrews yet. They're going. I don't know. I'm kind of stuck on Andrews.
We'll get back to that. Get back to
it's not it's fucking silly.
That's how you do that.
Hey, that's because he was only saying that because he's only got 1% left on that laptop. So that's the whole reason why. That's the whole reason why he's trying to hurry up. He's like, hey, everybody, shut up. He wants to know. I got 30 seconds.
We can't even hear him no more.
I got 30 seconds before, and then he's just gonna freeze on you. Well, go ahead. Let Jose answer the question, man. Go ahead.
No, anyways, hey, go ahead, Paul. Who you said is overrated?
James Conner.
James Conner. Go ahead. James Conner. Go ahead.
I already said my piece. He had one good season in Pittsburgh. He had one good season in Arizona. He's been in the league for 5-6 years. And he's a bum, man. I mean, if you're very desperate at running back and you're drafting a shit ton of receivers and he just happens to slide there, I mean, yeah, it makes sense because you're loaded on top flight receivers. But man, if you're dependent on him to be one of your wide running back number 1 and you're drafting running back heavy, yeah, it's not a good sign. I don't trust him at all.
I said that last season. I said he was overrated last season. I didn't like him. He's averaging 2 yards a carry. Like, bro, I mean, yeah.
So from a NFL standpoint, Connor, man, he was a great household name. When they spun it when Bell went missing for a season, they spun it with Connor. He was a cancer survivor and 3rd round pick, I think he was. And I mean, they just hyped him up, on the Steelers and how just how hardcore that city is, how blue collar they are, and after that he became kind of a household name. I mean, he's not a top 10 running back. I'm gonna just say that, but what I just seen today, Kyle Murray, coming off his ACL injury late in the season, he wasn't doing too good in the off season, and supposedly they're gonna go to a run based team, which may be good, for fantasy wise. I mean, he also played on the Arizona Cardinals, ain't got a whole lot of weapons. I mean, if Connor's there in the 6th, 7th round, hey, you might be getting a steal. I mean, he ain't going much lower than that. I'm gonna tell you right now. I mean, hey, even if Kyler Murray is healthy and let's say he starts, he ain't running around a lot no more. The guy tore his ACL going for a slide.
And he's the same height as Billy, so I mean, it doesn't help. So
If that, I mean, Billy got to wear 6-inch heels to be as tall as him. So I mean, hey, so I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna go out there and be a top flight running back, but I mean, if you're getting him in the 6th, 7th round, you might be getting a steal. I mean, for the numbers he's gonna put up. You know, I'm not saying he's going out there getting 1,800 yards or anything like that. No, but I mean, if you're going to go for a guy who's going to get you 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns, I mean, he might be the guy.
hey Ryan, what's that average draft position for him? Do you have that one for James Conner?
Look it up. Yeah,
I mean, 'cause
59? 59?
59
Dude, that's high.
59.
That's what, 5th round, 4th round?
could be
Fifth.
like 4th, 5th, or
It's
12,
middle of the.
That's 5th round, 5th, 6th round.
5th, 6th round. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely overrated, bro.
So I'll chime in and I'm going to piggyback off what Jose said because he kind of said what I was thinking. I'm not a big Connor guy. Like, he's another guy like Montgomery that I just never have on my team. But this season with Murray's injury, and they got a new OC there, Drew Petzing. That OC, I did a little bit of research. His offenses for the last 3 seasons have been easily top 10 in rushes, like 3 consecutive seasons. There's like 9, 9, and 4. So I kind of agree with Jose. Like, I think this team is going to be very run heavy to start and probably most of the season. The biggest question with Connor, like, when he plays, he's not super efficient, but he's all right. Like, he's decent. He's going to score touchdowns. He's big. But can he stay healthy? So it's like if you get Connor, you might, like, if you get him, say you draft a bunch of wide receivers, you draft Connor in like the 5th or 6th round as like one of your starting running backs, you'd probably want to handcuff him. If you care to handcuff him, or just make sure you get some other running backs that you might be able to start. But I don't think he's that bad of a pick, honestly. Like in 5th, 6th round.
So it looks like he had 8 games that he had double-digit points, and 3 of those 8 games he hit 20 or more last season.
And a lot of those double-digit games,
50% going for the season on double digits.
It's a solid flex.
And I think a lot of those were when Kyler was gone, right? Like, so if Kyler's hurt or not playing most of the beginning of the season, I bet Connor starts off as like a RB1. Like, you know, he'd probably be a decent guy to pick up, especially if you're light on running backs. So,
yeah.
I still wouldn't grab him. He's not my cup of tea. But yeah, all right. Now we can get to this question. I just wanted to break through that segment. I know that Mr. Adam, Jaguars fan, the better tight end for this upcoming year, Mark Andrews or Mr. George Kittle? Let's start with you, Mr. Cobra.
Time out. You can't be answering someone's questions, man. 30 minutes later, you gotta give them what they want right when they want it. You hear me?
Nah, not at all. But so what's up, Cobra?
Supply and demand.
Exactly. God damn.
Jose's running the show next week.
I love
this one's going to be
mic.
tougher. This one's going to be
button.
tougher than
Beautiful.
I think it. I like this. It's a good question. I think this one's going to be tougher than I maybe thought it was like a few weeks ago. If we think Purdy is going to start, I really do like Kittle a lot for this next season, especially with Purdy. But I would probably still take Andrews over Kittle, just because Andrews is still the number 1 target in that offense, the Ravens offense. And they have a new OC, so Greg Roman's out the door now. They're probably going to pass a lot more, but this is why I say it's close. I said what I said about Kittle. Andrews still number 1 target, but the one thing I'm worried about with the Ravens is that they do actually pass more, and the OC they have is known for running more three wideout sets. Then how many targets is Andrews really going to get? Because it's a different passing scheme. And so I worry about that a little bit. Where does Andrews end up on the field? If they're running 3 wide receivers, does it cut into Andrews' target share? If it does does he break 1,000 yards? I don't know. Like, I think Andrews and Kittle's, I'd still take Andrews, but I think Andrews and TJ Hawkinson is a total toss-up, in my opinion. So I'll leave it at that.
I like it. For me, man, 49er fan, but this is where I'm not going to be a 49er fan right now. Look at if Brock Purdy's starting and he can stay healthy, if he's legitimately healed on that throwing arm, throwing shoulder, whatever, and he can make the passes, George Kittle is going to give Mark Andrews a run for his money at the tight end position. But Lamar being back, Lamar got his money. Lamar got paid. He's happy now. He got Odell. Odell's going to, out there for looks, but Odell's still going to get catches. Mark Andrews is still the go-to man out there. We're not going to kid ourselves. Mark Andrews is a top target. When we were having a debate on who's the number one, who's going to go number one between Kelsey and Mark Andrews at the beginning of last season. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we cannot backtrack all of a sudden just because of what happened last season with Lamar getting injured and he gets the AFC Pro Bowl quarterback, whatever, Huntley, in there throwing the ball. It's not realistic, bro. Like, that's not going to happen. Lamar is going to still get his man the ball. Mark Andrews is still going to go off crazy. There's going to be these 20-point games like we've seen in the years past. Mark Andrews is going to have, I feel like, no matter what, Mark Andrews he's going to have that better season than George Kittle. Don't get me wrong, George Kittle's going to have himself a good season too, but that all really depends on what happens with the quarterback position in San Francisco.
Not bad. For me,
Go ahead, Paul. Yeah.
Andrews, that chemistry between him and Lamar Jackson is there, man. It's been there. The bigger question is Lamar Jackson going to stay healthy the whole season? If Lamar Jackson stays healthy the whole season, I mean, Andrews could be the number one tight end. I mean, with the whole season with Lamar, we've seen it happen as a fantasy number one. I mean, he's not better than Kelsey. Let me stop right there. But he's right there. He's right there in fantasy with Kelsey if Lamar is there all season. But that's the biggest question for me. Purdy back there with him, with Kittle. There's not too many deep balls with him. Kittle's that security blanket, that red zone type of guy for him. He's gonna eat himself. But yeah, I think Andrews for sure with the chemistry with a healthy Lamar Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah. Jose, what's up, man? I know that you had some stuff to say. You want to finish it off? Finish it off for us, man, and let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, top it off, Jose. Top it off.
Hey, here we go. I got 8% left on my laptop. So here we go. When they gave Lamar Jackson that contract this past offseason, they sat his ass down. They said, "Hey, we're going to give you $200-something million, but your ass cannot be running the damn ball no more, boy. You can run it, but you was not running as much as you used to. So if they pass it in more, Andrews could be in more work. But Cobra said they're going to 3 wide receiver sets. Man, remember they added OBJ, who's a big name. Yes, he's coming off 2 ACL injuries now. He still commands a big name. Damn, my boy Rashad Bateman over there going to his 3rd year. He's not no scrub. They traded Marquise Brown away because Bateman is pretty good, man. I'm not saying he's the best, but he ain't no scrub.
It's trash.
So if they're passing a lot more, remember their running backs. It could be anybody in their running back. They got 4 different running backs going anytime. So I mean, anyways. So
Somebody's got to be at work at 3 a.m.
If it's between Kittle and Andrews, off the top, I would just choose Kittle only because injuries. When I say injuries, we know in the Niners offense, we've gone through a lot of quarterbacks, but the tight end position has performed.
Not with Trey Lance. When Trey
Not
was
with Trey
in there,
Lance, that's yet to be seen. But with Jimmy G and Purdy, it has performed.
Yeah, but there's no Jimmy G. So.
Trey Lance is not going into the camp as number 1 quarterback right now.
You mean Sam Darnold?
He could be whoever. You hear me?
No, what I'm saying though, if that's why I said if Purdy by chance has a busted shoulder, still, I mean, and they're passing him off as clear, or something happens where he gets hit, he goes down wrong, that shoulder goes out. Trey Lance and George Kittle did not have that chemistry. So that is the
Now,
only thing that worries me
Andrews
about that.
performed even with Tyler Huntley. So, I mean, is it just, but that was the old Greg Roman scheme. He's not there no more. We don't know how his office is going to take place. And preseason now is 3 games. They're not going to show it all. So, regardless, we know Kittle's number 1 tight end. Andrews, Kittle, Kelsey. I'm sorry, Kelsey's number 1 tight end. After that, Andrews, Kittle, Hawkinson is a toss up. Who you prefer? Who you think is gonna have a better season? Who you think? You can go consensus if you want Andrews and Kittle and Hawkinson. You know, but who you think? If we go consensus every year, I mean,
it'll be Kelsey, Andrews, and then it's like Hawkinson, Kittle, 3-4ish around there somewhere.
And that's fine.
Like Andrews,
but it's all about your preference.
Hawkinson?
I would
that's
choose
a good question.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good no. I mean,
you know what?
You got to remember where he's at now. He's
in Minnesota.
Not in Detroit. He's in Minnesota.
And he got there mid-season.
And look what he did.
And
hey, you know what? I might go Hawkinson over Andrews, man.
I got him. I'm that's my keeper. 8th round, baby.
But you know, Jackson, middle road tight ends. I mean, after Kittle, after Hawkinson, I mean, who's after that? What the Jags tight end? What's his name?
Yeah, you got Evan Ingram after that, and
I mean,
you're taking a chance because he hasn't proven himself.
You got Ingram, you got Njoku,
Kyle Pitts, Njoku, who has 3 games.
Don't talk about my boy. Don't talk about Ryan's boy Pitts like that, man. He's undercover with him.
I mean, the fall off is crazy. Like I said, you see Kelsey going top 8, 9 picks in fantasies.
He's gonna go quick, especially if you have a lot of Niner fans in that, especially in my league. Yeah, he's not making it in those later rounds.
Facts. All right, man. I know we still had a lot more to go, but that's the 2 hours. The 2 hours is up, man. We still got more overrated players next week. You know what I'm saying? We got some dark horses to cover next week, and we still got the top 100, man. I gave you guys number 1 already. If you wasn't here, go back, rewatch this, listen to this on the podcast. We'll be back next week, same time, 8 p.m. right here on YouTube's and Twitch. Friday, man, we back. Game Time is back this week. I don't give 2 shits what anybody says. We are back. We'll be live and direct Friday, 8 p.m., man. TIYF presents Game Time with me, Jose, and the boy Slick Vic the Ruler, man. ETN is not a dark horse. He's not a dark horse. He's a regular. Yeah, he's just regular.
Hey, I got 2% left. I got 2%. I want to get big shout out. Hold on. I got 2% left. I want to get a big shout out to my boy the Cobra who came out today. He didn't talk much, but he showed us a lot of love on a podcast tonight. My boy Paul over there. You know, my boy Billy Beeman. I just want to say, you know, F all the damn Raider fans out there, all right, from top to bottom. All right, for people who are in the sky boxes, people in the black hole, hey, F all you guys. You hear me? Y'all are trash as hell. F your whole fan base from Oakland to LA to Vegas to worldwide. You hear me? You hear me?
I can't wait to see. Yeah. I can't wait to see you tomorrow when I walk in there.
Football is
you better have your hands up, my boy.
I feel bad for all them father, son, back to school days. Yeah, I won't be just like you, Dad. Y'all trash as hell.
My boy be drinking toilet water first thing in the morning.
2 weeks, man. Football's back, baby. Before we get out of here, real quick, I just want to say again, T-Law's a bum. This is your boy Billy Beeman, Billy Beeman, bro. TIYF podcast. You already know the vibes. I want to say fuck T-Law.
Disrespect.
Later.